Damn, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarcraftInc. This is a best of 3 between SSNSmashKAB, SSNSpyte. If you haven't watched Game 1 and you haven't watched Game 2, go check those out before you watch this game. You will appreciate that advice because both of them were fantastic games. Please, if you haven't seen them, pause the video and go watch them because I'm going to spoil them. 3, 2, by the way, link is in the description. 1. Okay. So, Game 1, SmashKAB was in solid control of that game from the start and got a huge lead. Not lead on expansions, but kept even, and both of them were on a lot of bases. And what happened was SSPyte was trading army for worker lines and large portions of army. She always got the worker lines, but then the army died, and Mules kept SmashKAB in the game for long enough for him to catch back up and stay in control. So like I said, his army was always much larger than SSPyte's, and he just iron-fisted his way through that game. He played a great build. He played with very much intelligence. His timings, his movements, everything was solid. And because he played so well and so methodically, when he took a hit to his economy, he had enough wiggle room to survive it. So, Game 2 went to SSPyte, who did some great third base harass. Just fantastic. SmashKAB did a double expand, but he did it in a way that allowed him to put pressure on the Zerg while he took it, as well as, you know, getting that third safely. But what happened was SSPyte spit out some unexpectedly early roaches and pressured the second base, causing SmashKAB to lose a lot of economy, but he did hold it off. Moving on to the third, she used infestors to prevent the third base from landing, and once it landed, she switched into Broodlords and put some relentless harass on SmashKAB. SmashKAB made the mistake of trying to, once again, like SSPyte in Game 1, trade army for workers, and when the army already exists, that's not an effective strategy. If you're going to lose your army and they already have a big one, you're going to get rolled, and that's all there is to it. So it comes to, if you're going to try to go for worker lines and there's already a big army, you want to make sure that the army you trade for those workers can get out safely. If it cannot, that big army that already exists will crush your army because yours is half the size. So that was the blunder for SmashKAB, I think. I think he could have hung on, but he was short in his army because he sacrificed them to try to take out a hatchery, and you know, lost it in the process for very cost-effective trade in terms of what SSPyte lost to kill them. So that's my 2 cents on Game 1 and Game 2. Tell me if you guys agree, disagree. Let's not get too racy in the comments, though. Sometimes turns into a balanced debate and crap like that. I don't like that. We're not going to go into that. But we do have this is a pretty epic matchup, I think, because not only is it 2 SSN players, they're brother and sister, and they are the most traditional races of StarCraft you can possibly pull together. This is like the Korean favorite. This is Terran versus Zerg. This is what it all comes down to. And Protoss is just kind of that middleman who's fucking with everybody, you know what I'm saying? They're just in the way. And so we will see Game 3. I mean, this is 1-1. This is down to the wire. This is sibling rivalry at its finest. Unless, of course, you know, they were face-to-face using knives. And that would be a little bit finer. But what do you do? Bloodshed is illegal in this country. Command center going down. We see that same expansion style. Like I said, indicative of Bomber. And if you guys don't know who Bomber is, go check him out, because he's a very, very, very talented player. He kind of came out of nowhere, and suddenly everybody knew about him. And he crushed players like Whitera, who is one of my favorite players. Maybe not the best player in the world, right? But he's definitely a talented player. Very fun to watch, very nice guy. And if you can beat him, you're good in my books. So we will see that Bomber style being utilized once again against SSPyte, who also is opening the same way as always. I think this is like a very standard TVZ style for her. And when you play on the ladder, you tend to open the same way when you see that race. You have your go-to TVZ build on so-and-so map. You have your go-to TVP build on so-and-so map. And you just run it every time because you know the person you're playing isn't, they don't learn from how you beat the last guy with that build, so you just kind of run it the same. And unless you play them twice in a row on the ladder, which, that's always annoying, right? Unless you lost to them, then you just really want to kick their ass. But yeah, unless you run into them again on the ladder, you don't have to change your build. And even then, you can sometimes do the same build, and they'll just lose to it again. I don't know. That's what happens with me a lot. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna stretch for a second, guys. But yeah, we do see this command center landing now. We see a lot of extra mules. This command center helps so much. I can't even describe to you. It really helps him keep even with the Zerg player without the risk of trying to take this dangerous third. I mean, because of the Zerg mobility, it would be so hard to actually keep this until later when he has a big army. I mean, if Roaches ever pushed it and there was no bunker there, there's no way he could hold it. There's just no way. And so this is the optimal way to do it, man. And I really appreciate this playstyle. We do see weapons 1 from the engineering bay for the infantry, and like I said in game 1, that's really a good way to do it because the Zerg army doesn't really have a lot of DPS, but if you picture all those units as one big boss monster, you think of it as he doesn't hit hard, but he's got a lot of health. And if I can kill him fast, I don't take much damage. So that's pretty much how it is, and if you've got a lot of splash damage and you've got a lot of DPS, it doesn't matter how much armor you have because you're killing them before they do that damage. So that's the strategy behind getting weapons against Zerg, and it's a really good one. I mean, none of their units really hit all that hard, so that's how she goes. We do see those links checking for that third, I think. I think that's where they're going to go. Or they're just going to park it here, I wish you could blow up the doodads in the replay, but you can't. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you rapidly click on a doodad, any critter on any map, if you rapidly click on it, eventually it will blow up. Guts and everything. Unless it's like one of those automatron things, then they just explode into parts. So, we're seeing a very identical match here. SmashKAB getting those siege tanks, getting the Marines, getting the Hellions, everything very much like the last few games, and the Hellions didn't actually go anywhere this time, I don't think. We didn't see them try to do that harass that we normally see them do. Siege tanks sieging up over here, which, good on him. Though I'd like to see him let the Lings just come to the top of the ramp because they get evaporated. A couple of Banelings being morphed, Overlords being thrown everywhere. Muta over here, and SmashKAB actually ready for it. We're hitting that 12-minute mark, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. 12-minute mark is when Muta come out, man. You just know that timing. Beautifully played by SmashKAB. The timing of those missile turrets, just crispy fine. And there's so many of them, and he can afford them because of that extra command center. And think of it as like a 15 Nexus, a really aggressive expand. Just going to stomach it. Actually, what is she doing? Had she have just forced her way through like she almost did, she would have been able to do a ton of damage. But she decided to go back. If she just sat up here, man, she would have been able to pick off add-ons. She would have been able to pick off Marines as they came out of the production. I think that she's made that mistake now. She's taken a lot of hits to her Mutaball, and that's going to cost her. She is going to push into this, which is interesting in my mind. She's going to break down these rocks as well, which I'd say that's a good choice. Muta will come forward and start to hack those down, supporting the rest of her ground army. And will she attempt to push against this? I think if she does, that'll be a very poor decision. SmashKAB has a lot of bio over here, protecting this third base, expanding again, man. Such aggressive expanding for a Terran, but that's what you gotta do in High Masters against Zerg. You gotta keep up with their economy, and if you don't, you will lose so fast. And this Mutaball is getting scary. And I don't even know if this missile turret count can do much about it if they decide to like fist their way through like you saw them do before. If she were to come right up here, right into here, she could do so much free damage, and I think she's gonna try it. Yes, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. Damn it, why won't you go up? Will she try it? Come on, you can do it. Go up! So frustrating. I know we have map hacks, but it's so frustrating to know that they could do something but just don't know about it, you know? And they're like right on the edge of being able to just fly up here and do infinite amounts of damage. Oh my gosh. Especially with that many muta. The DPS on that muta count is terrifying. And it can't do much damage over here. It can't do much damage in here. But if she just went up through here and came over here, the free supply depots, if the Marines came up to do something about it, they could fly down here, free SCV line, and oh my gosh. When you have muta, you really need to explore your possibilities. You really need to check it out, man. Just try it. Send whatever you can to scout those holes out. That's what Zerg's all about, man. Getting into those holes. And that's being a man's about. I think real men play Zerg. And real chicks, I guess. So we will follow this army as... Oh! My hand was off my mouse. We're going to see a big engagement over here. What was she thinking? Pushing into this with her muta and... Oh my goodness. There's a PF to protect the ground army. Oh god, this could be the end for Spyte. That would be... Oh my god. Why did she do that? Threw away her army into a PF and a huge ball of Marines and siege tanks, and this is so heavily fortified. Hellions and everything. Oh my god, missile turrets. This could be the end of Spyte if she doesn't play this right from here on in. I'm gonna take a drink. SmashKAB poking forward with a few Marines. Spyte gonna try to flank his position. SmashKAB needs to siege up this tank. It will not be enough to be here. That tank's gonna go down for free. These Marines are holding off most of the Lings, but the Banelings will come in. Wow, they pretty much hugged those Marines and then backed off. This Thor is gonna be a total baller. He's gonna try to hold off this entire push by himself. Baneling's trying to get into the mineral line, but a couple Marines did pick them off. SmashKAB manages to take out this expansion here, and he will slowly push through the rest of the base, taking a command center here, which is a ballsy spot. This Thor is a total badass motherfucker, taking out all those muta by himself. A couple Banelings leaving there with their lives. This SCV line is pretty much toast. I love the special edition Thor, man. I love them to death. Anyway, we do have these Banelings pushing into their death. A lot of Marines taking on a lot of Ling Baneling, and we've got 2/2 upgrades on those Marines, and from these Banelings we will see a big push. And getting quite a few Marines there actually, but more Marines streaming in to help push this in farther. That's what she said. And I don't know if that's what she said. She could have said something like that, you think? I don't know. Those just aren't funny anymore. But we do have Infestors. We've got Banelings. And I'm not sure how this push is going to go for SmashKAB. We've got quite the shortage of units here now that they've been here for a while, and I feel like he needs to either reinforce or go home. His army is too split up, and he's sitting right at the production of the Zerg. He's loading up a medevac, but I mean, the Zerg player knows he's doing that. He can see it. Infestors underground. They will come over here and do a lot of damage because those infested Terran get on top of the siege tanks, and the medevac's loaded up. They will come in here and snipe a hatchery, which is production, man. It may not be economy. It's not even, never mind. Yeah, it's just a macro hatch, but cutting back on economy. Actually, almost getting some free infestors. Those infestors got really close before fungal growthing. Those medevacs need to get out of there. They need to get out of there. Pull them out, SmashKAB. Don't let them get medevacs for free. Oh my god, just go, just go, just go. Oh, finally the fungal growth gets them. We do see a big marine tank ball pushing up here. I hope we don't see the same thing as last time. Army trading itself for mineral lines. But I think this is a vital hatch to take, even if he loses his army doing it. But this army is so big that it's not for free. This isn't one of those chintzy pushes. This is one that can kick some shit. This is not alone. This does have siege tank support. This is not the same as last time. SSNSpyte, GG's, and SmashKAB takes this best of 3. Guys, I'm SSN Incarnate. I hope you enjoyed these. You're watching StarcraftInc. Hoorah!